I'd like to tell that a professor is always a professor, and when a professor speaks, you always learn. My basic intention here is to sort of talk a bit on the technology trends in brief, because I know that you have heard all these terms, but still, when Professor Boru spoke about cloud, and he also spoke about the cloud provision by Amazon Web Services and all that. Just to add, basically cloud as a public cloud or a private cloud or a hybrid cloud, basically these are the three forms, and if you want to make it absolutely private to yourself, to your organization, you can have a cloud in your data center also. It does not mean that the cloud means it's located somewhere else. There can be a cloud in your data center also, and you can have a lot of applications running on the cloud. If you are hosting those applications in a data center hosted by Amazon Web Services or Microsoft, or for that matter any public cloud provider, then we call it can be a private cloud or a public cloud there itself. And sometimes it so happens that you have your organization data, part of which is very confidential, so you need to have something in your organization which is very confidential, and you may spare to keep some data in the cloud which you feel it's not that confidential. This mindset which has come, cloud is not that secure. That I would like to throw light upon that. Please forget about it. All the cloud producers today are doing business. They have deployed security appliances, security modes and methods, which are much, much better and more sophisticated that you can think of deploying in your organization. They are not here to run out of business because of security problems. If you have heard about security issues in clouds, they are because of some social media sort of problems which have come up, not really in the clouds. It is better, and I'm addressing this to all the CIOs of the organization. Don't talk of security problems in the cloud. You look into your applications. If you look into your applications, look after the application security of your applications, you are as good as in your own data center or in the cloud. Because cloud gives basic and advanced security for all the infrastructure elements. You take care of your application, that's all. Talking of the servers, there were tower servers to start with long back, then came the rack servers, then came the blade servers, starting with 4 blade servers, 8 blade servers, 16 blade servers, 32 blade servers, starting with single processor blades, 2 processor blades and 4 processor blades. So we have today in a blade chassis, you can have 32 blades, each with 4 processors. So the amount of sort of data, sort of processing compactness which has come up is really very, very high. Today, after that came the convergent servers. There has been some servers where you have the processors, the storage, and the mixing of the two through a particular software where also the VMware has a very big role. Those type of boxes came. After that, today, the day is for hyper-convergent servers. In a hyper-convergent server, what happens? You have the storage associated with the server, but lots such servers are clubbed together, and they can share the processing power within themselves, and they can also share the disk storage associated with every one of them as a shared storage. So hyper-convergent infrastructure is taking the computing environment very strongly, and I hope with less and less power taken by hyper-convergent servers, it will be taking up most of the computing space in the next 10 years. So far as network is concerned, earlier we used to have core, distribution and access switches. That concept gradually has gone. We are at the tier 2 network, 2-tier network, where we have now coming up. We are now coming up with the spine and leaf technology, where the east-west traffic is restricted to the leaf switches, and the spine is only communicating with the outside. There are two trends today. One is the software-defined network, which they call SDN, and the other technology is network function virtualization, which is NFV. These two technologies are moving parallelly, and some of the organizations are going for NFV, some of the organizations are going for SDN. So there are certain organizations waiting to see what is the trend and what will actually stabilize. Some of the old timers may remember that with fast Ethernet there was a technology called FDDI which had come up. Now FDDI went very good for some time, but then ultimately it died down. Similarly, SDN and NFV are the two technologies which are coming up. That is going to decide how application intelligence can be built in the network. Storage, earlier SCSI was there, then SATA disks came, then serial attached storage, SAS came, and ultimately we have the flash disks. And today, flash disks of 8 terabyte capacity are available in the market. So you can imagine 1 petabyte of storage comes in a small backspace like this, 10 to 12 U. Security is a very, very important factor today, and everybody must be concerned with the security. The major part is DDoS. DDoS attacks are happening at layer 7. So DDoS 7 you have to protect. DDoS 4 was there earlier, but most of the networks are already protected for DDoS. DDoS 7 you have to protect yourself. There are other technologies like APT, ransomware, etc., which are also very, very important nowadays. There is a huge amount of hacking which is happening nowadays on the websites, and your organization may not be an exception. So web application firewalls are being deployed heavily nowadays. So that's a trend which you need to know. On the mobile applications, everybody has a mobile, and I am sure that quite a few of us has the mail applications running on your mobile, and you can see your office mails in that mobile. What happens if your mobile is lost? You have the company confidential data in your mobile. For that, you need a mobile data management software and mobile access management software, so that if you lose your mobile, the administrator of your organization can remotely wipe the company data out of your mobile. So these are MDM and MAM software. And relevant to this discussion, VMware also has a product called AR Watch. There are other products also. Similarly, today virtualization is taking up a very big space in technology. It is also important that you go for virtualized image backup, DRBCP planning for the virtualized images, and a 3-side DR. For this, you need disaster recovery management software. Many companies who are anticipating that their data can be lost because of leakage or pilferage, you should have a DR management software. Lastly, Professor spoke of IoT. I would like to, that's my very favorite subject, and I can talk hours of that on that. IoT is a trend which has come up, which is making us all lazy. Okay, we do everything from remote, we do everything automated, and we really don't run out to get things done. So obviously it's not good for our health. But IoT has gone to the extent where the power efficiency, the greenness of a city is also getting achieved in a very big way through deployment of IoT in the right areas.